Welcome to Fredericktown, Pennsylvania, Bulldog Stadium, where tonight the Beth Center Bulldogs take on their most hated rival, the FRAZIER Commodores, in a matchup at the Tri-County South, where the question tonight will be answered: who is your rival? As these two teams have played plenty times over the years, I'm Zach Prosba. Joining me is Matt Hagee. And looking at these two teams, Matt, we'll start with their last games as they prepped for this big contest tonight.
Well, there's always that saying in sports, don't look ahead to your biggest game. Don't overlook the opponent before your biggest game. Well, both of these teams, they crushed their opponents along the way. FRAZIER, 42-7 over Leechburg, and Beth Center, 67-0 over West Green. These two teams were not looking ahead, and then they're ready for tonight.
And I already mentioned the long hate that is built up in this rivalry. And we'll look back at last year's game. Matt, you and I were on the call for that one. This one was at FRAZIER. We've actually done the last two Beth Center FRAZIER games, and it was all up to Nico Brown. You may have seen the play in the open before we came on air. Beth Center coming away with a 29-20 victory.
What an amazing game. I've been going to high school football games since I was, I'd say, maybe 8, 9 years old. I've never seen an amazing game like that. Oh, you had everything. Big plays, and who could forget the fight? You can see right there on Beth Center's sign that they're going to run out for round 1, round 2. The last 2 years, Beth Center's came out on top, and both of those years, CUTV did the game.
The last time FRAZIER won this game was here at Beth Center 2 years ago. As we look at the tail of the tape, throw out records, throw out points for, points again. You can look at that, but when it comes down to these two teams, it really does not matter.
They're even. It doesn't matter. I mean, FRAZIER's defense has been amazing all season. Only 10 points given up in just 5 games, but it doesn't matter. These two teams, they're going to give it their all tonight. They don't like each other, and it's going to be an amazing game. Like, this is what, when we saw the CUTV schedule, the Game of the Week schedule in May, we looked, and there sat October 9th, FRAZIER Beth Center. This is the game we've been waiting for.
And we don't like to discount any of the other games we do at all. We are very privileged and excited to cover all games. But I think we all looked at this game and think game of the year that we cover, just based on the magnitude of the matchup that is happening. You see Beth Center is about to run out in the field. And Matt, before we get going here tonight, we'll quickly look at the weather. When we were setting up for this game tonight, it seemed like rain was going to come down all night long. It seems to have moved out, though. Going to stay a little chilly. Hopefully the rain does hold out.
And it's kind of like last year when we were setting up at FRAZIER, it rained, but it stopped. And once again, it looks like we get lucky as you see Beth Center come out here. And it looks like one of the players is carrying a small child, and that's pretty awesome. But it's a great intro, and Beth Center always comes out. I know they always have that one old fan coming out with the American flag. I can't think of his name, but he's been doing this for 30 odd some years, maybe even longer than that. But it's always been a big tradition. Beth Center's, the crowd, the alumni are here. It's homecoming night. That's why it makes the crowd and the atmosphere even bigger, because there's more people here to begin with anyway for homecoming than just throw in the game of the year for both teams. And why not? We'll have a big crowd. I mean, it was packed. It was packed around, I'd say, 6 o'clock, and it was unbelievable. Look at this crowd. This has been unbelievable.
Yeah, and the crowd was there last year at FRAZIER and the year before at FRAZIER. They just all moved a little bit, I believe, to the west, actually. I'm not sure with my geographic location at the moment. As you see, the captains are coming out for Beth Center and FRAZIER. Matt, we'll quickly diagnose on our show High School Roundup earlier this week, which you can catch throughout the week on CUTV. We made our picks for this game. You were the only one to go with FRAZIER. Now, you don't have to explain why you went with FRAZIER, but what do you think an advantage FRAZIER may have in this game is?
Well, FRAZIER's defense has been unbelievable.
Best in the WPIAL.
Best in the WPIAL, and that's something to say. But FRAZIER, the one dynamic that FRAZIER might have over Beth Center is their passing game. They can throw the ball, and Beth Center lost to a school this year because they couldn't defend passing, and that was Greensburg Central Catholic. That is why, and that's why, I'll just say, that's why I picked FRAZIER. But honestly, you saw number 9 down there, Anthony Welsh. You're going to hear his name a lot. He could win that game by himself.
And we see Beth Center will receive the opening kickoff. You look at the standings real fast. FRAZIER and Beth Center both there 4-0. Bentworth right behind.
How about Bentworth?
Now, if FRAZIER happens to lose this game, they will still be in second place because they did end up beating Bentworth. However, Beth Center still has to play them, correct?
That's right. They have to play. I believe it's the last game of the season. And everyone, FRAZIER was 2 minutes away in that Bentworth game from losing. They were losing 3-0 until Hunter Patterson, their quarterback, had a 2-yard scamper into the end zone. Bentworth has been an unbelievable story this year, and Beth Center better not overlook Bentworth at the last week of the season, even though Beth Center does get Bentworth at home this year.
And you mentioned before, I'll quickly, I picked Beth Center to win this game for one player only, Anthony Welsh. I happened to come here for Beth Center's playoff game last year, and Anthony Welsh fumbled at the goal line on the last play of the game to lose the contest. He's in his senior year. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to have his year end that way again.
He's not gonna lose. He's not gonna want to lose to FRAZIER again.
We're gonna see. Welsh is back to return for Beth Center, as well as number 22 Bailey Linkowski. We'll see the kick coming from Joshua Cox. It's away. Welsh will receive it about the 14-yard line. And he'll dive forward to about the 27, and that's where Beth Center will start their offense today.
And Anthony Welsh, jersey change from last year. Remember, he was 33 for anyone that watched the games last year. He changed it to number 9, and the number 9 is not too far-fetched from the Welsh family. His brother Dominic Welsh, who played football for Beth Center, also wore the number 9. It's been a number 9, a family tradition for the Welsh family.
Quarterbacking for the Bulldogs tonight will be number 10, Trent Kunko, a junior. We saw him in last year's matchup as well. Kunko under center, broken eye formation. Anthony Welsh in the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Welsh. He's going to go to the outside. He has a lot of running room. He has got a block on the outside. He's to the 40, 45, midfield, already in FRAZIER territory, and just like that, Beth Center has premium field position on their first drive.
FRAZIER knew it was coming, too. You knew they were going to go to him, and he still cuts it to the right side and gets a big gain. This is exactly what Anthony Welsh does. He gets that speed on the outside, and you can even see he throw off a guy. Remember last year, Greensburg Central Catholic, he pulled over like 3 people to get into the end zone here. You can see, watch this throw right off there. Also, good blocking that sprung him free there to help him throw off. His guy looked like he threw off there, Chris Pierce.
I remember the play in specific you're talking about, we titled, Boom, Get Off Me. Basically doing it again there. Kunko, under center, hands it off to Welsh again. Exact same play, basically. Gets to the 40, and he's upended and taken out of bounds about the 40-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards on the play.
And a decent gain there, and he got upended, but I think I can already start to see somewhat of a difference from last year. You don't see the after the play chippiness as well, because this is a big hit right here. He's going to see he gets flipped up in the air and thrown down. I think both coaches, both Ed Woods for Beth Center and Mike Stieber for FRAZIER, told their players, be clean, don't do anything dumb.
And of course, we saw last week, Monessen Wilkinsburg, their game ended because of a brawl, and players have been suspended after that. Don't want to see that again here. Now a bunch formation in the backfield. Give me a handoff to Welsh again. He's going to be stopped in the backfield, about a loss of 2 yards. That'll bring him 3rd and 7. What a great play by FRAZIER.
Cameron Roebuck there on the stop, and he busted right in the backfield and wrapped Welsh down and sets up a 3rd and long here. Let's watch this. Look at that. Unblocked, and he wraps Welsh down. That's what you got to do. You got to get both arms. You're not going to tackle Anthony Welsh with one arm.
3rd and 7 coming up. About 10:35 left to go in the first quarter. We're just underway. In case you're joining us, Anthony Welsh, a big run on the first play from scrimmage. And then since, Beth Center is only able to gain 3 yards on their next down to go. Now, Kunko fakes the handoff. He's going to go back to throw. Now Kunko evading pressure. He's going to run it himself. He gets to the 40 and taken out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. He's going to be a couple yards short. 4th and about 2 coming up.
And Kunko tried to elude there. We saw Michael Mickey. You can see 72 will come in on your screen right there from the blind side. And Kunko saw him, got around him, and he'll get wrapped up here by Timothy Broadwater. And I'll bet some of the best center players wanted kind of a horse collar, but looked like he got him on the shoulder pads.
Yeah, it was very close. As we're going to see, looks like Beth Center is going to be going for it. They're actually going to mark it at 4th and 3 instead of a 4th and 2. So actually not as good a situation as I believe Beth Center was in.
Oh no, they're going to punt here.
Oh, they will punt. Anthony Welsh is the punter,
you can't exclude the fake right here with him back there. Oh.
And the snap is high. Welsh does not fall in it. Now he does, and he'll just have to settle it there. FRAZIER gonna be set up with great field position about the 47-yard line in Beth Center territory.
That's 2 straight weeks for our game of the week. We've seen a bad punt last week with Wash High here. I could see the snap going high and knew Welsh was gonna have trouble with it there. He also lost track of it. He's lucky FRAZIER wasn't in the backfield, where that could have been even worse.
And Welsh is about 6 feet tall, so it's not like he's terribly small, but still that snap was maybe a good couple inches above him. He's lucky he got a hand on it, or that snap could have traveled maybe about the 30-yard line. And now we'll see Hunter Patterson is into quarterback for FRAZIER. Excuse me, that's Christopher Pierce, number 1. That's going to be a handoff and stopped in the backfield. It's the FRAZIER runner. That's going to be a loss about maybe 5 yards or so. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15.
They tried to do the end around here with Caleb Cox, but you're going to see 58 for Beth Center there. Good tackle by Colton Belmont, wrapping Cox back there in the backfield there, and gives FRAZIER back the loss of 5. Good call on that.
16 yards. Go.
So Christopher Pierce will be the quarterback for FRAZIER tonight. We've also seen Hunter Patterson, number 12, take some snaps back there this year as well. FRAZIER, 3 receivers and 2 running backs. Pierce has it, fakes the hand. No, he does give it away, and he's going to travel to about the 46, a gain of about a yard on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Handed it off there to Lucas Klorzik right up the middle. And Beth Center, that line, you can see, it's always, we said this last year too, these lines are pretty big for a single A school. This game's gonna be won in the trenches. This is what Beth Center does. They win the game, try to win the game up front and create holes, and also try to stuff the defense as well.
3rd and 15. Need to get to about the 37 to move the sticks. Man in motion is Patterson. There's going to be a flag. Beth Center player jumped off sides. We'll see whether he was lured or not, though, based on the official's call.
Well, I could see Belmont there climb over the line, but we'll see. Pierce sent Hunter Patterson, backup quarterback, who's out wide receiver in motion.
And they will call it on Beth Center, so this is going to bring up 3rd and 10 instead of the long 3rd and 15. It's still a long play, but Pierce has a decent arm. He's able to get the ball downfield.
Well, he had over 250 passing yards against Leechburg the week ago. We saw Hunter Patterson there that's lining up as a wide receiver. He's pretty elusive, so I can see that using him as now an athlete if they're not using him back behind center. And
you have to watch those end arounds. He could just stop and throw it downfield. Patterson in motion again. Pierce not going to go his way. Throws it downfield. It's incomplete. Possible chance for an interception there, number 22. Excuse me, that is Bailey Linkowski, who could have had a chance at it.
Decent coverage there. Joshua Cox, lucky he didn't do an old tip drill there, and how Linkowski out of favor there, but you could see Cox go up for it. The ball was just overthrown because Cox had a step there, and he had some space to make the catch.
Now we'll see the punt, number 6, Brennan Ragor. Punts it away. It's a high one, but not very far. Beth Center has to be careful not to touch it. It touches a FRAZIER player, and it'll be down to about the 23-yard line. 24, actually, they'll mark it.
They got a couple extra yards there because that hit one FRAZIER player, I'd say about the 29-yard line, but they'll spot it right there at about the 20, they'll call it the 24-yard line here. And here's Beth Center's schedule, Zach, and they lost to Greensburg Central Catholic, but other than that, it's been just a dominating fashion. But they haven't given up a point in over 8 quarters.
And against California, they gave up 14 points, I believe, in the second half. So that 8 quarters, and they were already up, I think, like 40-something to nothing at halftime. So their defense has been dominating over the last couple of contests. Now it's up to the offense. Kunko hands off to Welsh. She's going to the outside. He's going to gain about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
It looks like that was Michael Mickey there bringing down Welsh. Good arm tackle there. Looks like number 72. But then Welsh, they've been trying the right side. Now they go to the left here, and he gets wrapped up. A great looking tackle there by Mickey.
And I believe this is the exact same way the game started last year. Slow starting offenses. Nobody really got going until about the 2nd quarter.
I mean, you know, these defenses, this is 2 of the best right here.
Give me a couple of receivers on this play as well as a fullback. Welsh in the backfield as always. Kunko gonna go wide receiver screen, and that's a completion. Gets down to about the 28. That'll be a gain of 3, bring up 3rd and 5.
And it looks like he hit Dominic Fundy out of the backfield there. Chris Pierce broke his block there and wrapped. It was a good play to wrap up Fundy there only after a gain of 2. And you're going to see Fundy, and then see right there, Pierce breaks right from his blocker there, Nick Pryor, to bring him down. So good looking open field tackle for Pierce.
Surprising to see Kunko throw it. He's only attempted, I think, about 15 passes all year long. First run of the game there is a completion, but it was a screen, so basically a modified run. Now it's going to be a direct snap to Welsh. He's got some room on the outside, but he will be stopped short. Get to about the 30, a gain of 2. I'll bring out 4th and 3, and Beth Center's going to punt away.
Welsh tried to follow Kunko there on the left side and cut it back upfield, but Frazier's line was ready for it. You can see him get the one block there from Frank Drucci, and then he gets up there. He left Kunko and got wrapped up immediately there by Roebuck again.
And Roebuck has brought him down a couple times. He's had very good form on his tackles, getting his arms around his waist and bringing him down. So Anthony Welsh will be back to punt. The Frazier return man stationed at his own 40-yard line. Welsh punts it away. It's a pretty deep punt. Hangs in the air for a while. Frazier's gonna muff the punt. We'll see who comes up with it.
I think Frazier got it. I think Broadwater got it at the last second there, but Hunter Patterson muffed the punt, and he got thrown out of the way here by the one Beth Center defender. Watch Patterson here. He drops it, and watch Pryor throw him out of the way there. But then number 4, Broadwater, saved Frazier from almost complete destruction there.
Very lucky, too, because he was the only Frazier player there. As you look at their schedule, we mentioned the best defense in the WPIAL, only 2 points a game. They've given up 7 to Leechburg and 3 to Bentworth. Their schedule, this is their big game. If they don't win this game, they're basically probably going to finish second in the Tri-County South. They have to win this one if they want the conference. Now Pierce back to throw. Downfield, it's complete on the slant and upended at about the 39, a yard short of a first down.
That was Anthony Welsh, and I'll tell you what, there's a little talking now. That is similar to the tackle that kicked off the fight last year when Welsh upended former Frazier running back L.A. Ross. You're going to see he complete the Cox here, but watch this hit. Just picks him up and slams him to the ground. That's how you tackle.
And Welsh, a very physical player. I think that's the one thing I like most about him is he's not a running back that likes to try and be shifty and try and avoid defenders. He takes them right on.
He's no question the strongest guy on the team.
2nd and 1, 5:32 to go here in the first. Pierce on the screen, it's complete. Missed tackle, that's a first down at the 35, at the 30. There's nobody gonna get him. It's gonna be a touchdown, Frazier, as it's 6-0 with 5:20 to go in the first quarter.
How about that speed there from Joshua Cox? Just a little screen pass, little bubble screen, just went right up the gut here and took off. Let's see this again. Cox, he just gets it. He breaks one tackle there, and just watch him just go up the seam here. No one around him. How about, I didn't expect the speed out of there, but Frazier, just like last year and the year before, they've struck first.
And we were talking with our director, Gary Smith, or at least I was. They were saying Frazier looks small, but they're fast. And that's the big advantage they have. As we're going to see Cox off for the extra point. It's up, and the kick is good. So just like that, Frazier up 7-0 in the matchup of heated rivals. 5:20 left in the first quarter. We'll have more when we return on CUTV.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
Welcome back. Frazier strikes first with a 7-0 score with 5:20 remaining in the first quarter. But Matt, that's very deceiving because Frazier did score twice the last 2 matchups as well.
That's right. They got out to leads. Last year it was 7-0. The year before that it was 14-0. But you got to believe Beth Center's going to strike right back, or try to strike back at least.
Welsh going to return him at the 15. Hole up the middle. He's got some blockers. He's at midfield. Trying to get the ball out is Frazier. He's going to be taken out at the 45. And on the 2 kick returns Welsh has, very good returns, but look at what caused that kickoff.
And we'll see right here again. Looks like a simple screen pass here to Joshua Cox. He goes up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and he's going to break 1 more tackle here, and he goes right up the seam. After that, he is untouched, runs away from everyone. FRAZIER, I think Beth Center's underestimated FRAZIER's speed, that overall team speed they have, but Anthony Welsh on that kickoff return, that was a pretty kickoff return. He's returned a couple of them for touchdowns this season.
Of the last 3 years, we all thought this was FRAZIER's best chance at stealing a victory. Kunko gonna hand it off up the middle. No gain on the play. They're gonna mark him back at the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 coming up. Beth Center, after that first big run by Anthony Welsh, they can't find any running lanes.
Yeah, I really can't. In Beth Center, they employ a couple big weapon running backs. This time it was Dominic Fundy. And also you can see Frank Drucci's the complement back to Anthony Welsh. They're just trying to change things up, trying to keep FRAZIER honest as a defense here. But Beth Center, you're right, they don't throw the ball a lot. They can't get that running game going. It's gonna be an uphill battle all night.
Because you can't give the ball to Anthony Welsh every play. Eventually, he's either gonna get hurt because he gets it so many times, or FRAZIER's just gonna watch him the entire game. Kunko hands off to Drucci. No gain again. FRAZIER's defensive line standing up so far tonight. 3rd and 10 approaching.
Boy, this Mickey kid is having himself a game so far. I mean, he's just bulldozing right through Beth Center's line, and look at it, form tackling again, just wrapping him up. He had some help as well. Let's see, Cox, Horvath. You're right. This FRAZIER defensive line so far is coming as advertised.
3rd and 10. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Kunko in the pistol. Welsh behind him. Kunko gonna throw. Downfield, it is intercepted by FRAZIER. And just like that, FRAZIER gonna have the ball again near midfield with a chance to extend the lead.
And Timothy Broadwater for FRAZIER coming up with the interception. He jumps this route. He wanted Fundy, and he just threw it up there, and the ball stayed in the air just enough for Broadwater to come down with it, and FRAZIER's in business.
That was actually a good play for Beth Center. They had it all set up what they were going to do.
They had good protection, rolled him out, and
FRAZIER just made the better play.
Yes, they did.
So let's see. If FRAZIER gets up to a 14-0 lead, this is going to be huge, especially in the first quarter. There's plenty of time, but Beth Center, they're looking like they can't have a lot of success running the ball tonight. They need to hold them here.
They just got to adjust.
Pierce in shotgun. Man in motion is Patterson. It's going to be a handoff to Patterson. He's stopped in the backfield, about a loss of 5 yards. So Beth Center's defense stands up in that first play. 2nd and 13 actually approaching.
Trevor Anderson coming in here and wrap Patterson up. They tried to use Patterson's speed on the outside there. Great tackle there. Knocking him down to the ground right through the line of scrimmage. But this is what Beth Center can't let this get to a 2-score game, because FRAZIER, they'd have to score more than FRAZIER allowed all year in 5 games with 10. They're capable of doing that, but the chances would then start running out.
2nd and 13. 3:08 remaining here in the first quarter. And we're going to have a timeout called. And it's going to be for FRAZIER. So with 3:05 remaining, first timeout of the game is taken by the Commodores. Matt, what do you think is the key so far to this offense? And it looks like actually Patterson is limping off the field a little bit, so that's an injury to monitor.
Well, that's big, because Chris Pierce becomes the guy at quarterback, and it'd be careful, because that was a pretty big
last year.
That's right. It was Patterson had a concussion last year, and we saw Chris Pierce in the 4th quarter. He almost brought FRAZIER back here. Now let's take a look at the quick highlights here. And here's the touchdown for FRAZIER that got him on the board. No screen pass there to Joshua Cox. Breaks a couple of tackles and uses the speed. That's key. The speed of FRAZIER right now is why they are up 7-0, both on offense and defense. And you're going to see right here in this next week where Beth Center trying to get downfield. Kunko, not a bad play, but Timothy Broadwater just stepped right in front of Dominic Fundy and came away with the interception there and closing the speed.
So far, in my eyes at least, Beth Center looks like the stronger team, but FRAZIER looks like the more finesse and creative playmaking team, which could win you a game tonight. 2nd and 13 approaching. Pierce in a pistol. Man in motion for FRAZIER. Gonna be a fake handoff. Going downfield. There's a receiver there, and it's just overthrown of the intended man. It'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Zach Pierce had to get that ball away, or he was going to get dropped. and he had to get that away, and Joshua Cox there was not ready for it. And you could see Pierce get the ball away just at the last second, because I don't know if he was trying to send Caleb Cox in motion to get the block, but he didn't pick it up, and Pierce had to get that away.
And as far as I could tell, no Patterson on that last play. I don't see him out there for this one either, so that's going to be something to monitor, as he got hurt last year in this game, like we mentioned. It would be a big loss for Frazier if he's out again. Pierce in shotgun, 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Under some pressure, going to try and run away. He's got open field, throws it, incomplete. The Frazier receiver dove for it. Fundy was there too. What a play that would have been.
Well, I'll tell you, sometimes as a receiver, you got to play a little defense, because right here, I believe it was Caleb Cox that Pierce was trying to find, and he comes in there and slaps the ball away. That almost went right into Fundy's arms. He was on his knees waiting for it.
So Frazier will punt away. We'll see who comes out here, because I believe Patterson was the punter last time. Actually,
it's Caleb Cox.
That's going to be Caleb Cox. Welsh, one of the return men for Beth Center. It's away, and it goes straight up in the air. It's a major league pop-up, but a great bounce at the end. Fielded down at the 34, where Beth Center will start with 2:41 to go.
Well, and I think another reason why it was such a pop-up of a kick, you're trying to keep it away from Welsh. You obviously, because Welsh returned 2 punts for a touchdown against Cal High a couple weeks ago, and he's elusive, not just in the backfield, but in all type of things. But here's our Twitter page here at CUTV, at CUTV_PA. You can share it with us. We put links to our videos, top 3 plays, and also, if you have highlights from a game or has like a great play, tweet us those highlights. We like using highlights, and we could even use them on our high school roundup show.
1st and 10. Kunko gonna keep it himself, quarterback keeper. He's got some room. Down to, he keeps going, actually breaks some tackles to the 43. Maybe a yard short of a first down. 2nd and 1 coming up.
And that was probably Beth Center's best run since the first run of the game there. Kunko followed him there, and they will give him the first down. I thought that you could see Kunko getting that second-ditch effort that got him the first down there.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They gave him the necessary yardage after that. I thought he was maybe just a few inches short. 2:07 to go here in the first quarter. Kunko at the line, under center, I formation. Hand off to Welsh, right up the middle. He's got some blockers. He's following. Open running lanes. He's down the field. He's at the 30. First down, Beth Center.
You got to love the patience there by Anthony Welsh as well, going right up the gut here and just let his blockers kind of clean it out so you get a big run. You can see right there, and almost tripped up there. And Welsh just using his speed to get away from him there. Wrapped up by Chris Pierce. Saved the touchdown.
Well, under 2 minutes here. Beth Center might be their best drive of the game so far as they're moving down the field. This is also their best field position of the game, as the wind is starting to pick up a little bit out here in the elements. Kunko under center. Hand off again to Welsh up the middle. He's going to be tripped up in the backfield. Maybe able to pick up a yard or 2 on the play.
Looks like Pierce, and I couldn't see who else got in there on the stop at that time. The better stop on Welsh. You'll say a gain of 2 on the play, but they're just going to keep pounding away here, trying to maybe Beth Center starts to go to one of their other running backs to see they can. Frazier not used to the other running backs coming in, not used to their styles. They're just used to Welsh, speed and power.
2nd and 8, 1:05 to go here in the first. Kunko under center again. Broken I formation for the Bulldogs. Welsh, it's a pitch play. He is going to have a defender for Frazier come out, and he's taken down, a loss of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 12. It seems Beth Center, every time they give a pitch or an outside toss, Welsh can't find the necessary blocks.
No, he cannot here. You can just see, again, that's Broadwater getting into the backfield. This kid is having a heck of a game so far in the first quarter, getting the interception, also making a couple big tackles as well.
And I think the reason Frazier's doing so well is they know they can play everybody in the box. Yeah, you have some receivers, but they're mostly going to be blocking or maybe a screen play, as we have 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Welsh lined up as a receiver. Kunko going to go back to throw. He's going to keep it himself. He has a lane, and he's taken down gain of about 5. They'll bring up 4th and 7. That'll be the final play of the first quarter, however.
Good play there by, looks like it was Joe Horvath there on the stop on Kunko. I was kind of expecting him to go to Welsh because Welsh got open in the flat, but Frazier, as the first quarter ends here, will lead 7-0. And for Beth Center, they're going to start, they're at the 31-yard line of Frazier. This is probably going to be 4-down territory because that's about where Frazier can start their drives.
And we will keep it here, Matt, as you see right there. Frazier up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, heading into the second, a fresh 12 minutes on the clock. And, of course, we mentioned this before, High School Roundup, our weekly high school football show covering all WPIAL football in our coverage area. And here's our top 3 plays from a couple weeks ago. We'll have number 3 come up because we were not able to upload this. Braden Collins for California, great punt block.
Great punt block, and instead of California High School's only touchdown of the night, but that's what gave the Trojans hope. But then this next play right here is the reason why they lost the game.
And right now, Trevor Nia, forward fumble, questionable call, able to pick it up and run it into the score to give JM the big win over California. As we look at number 1, this comes from Laurel Highlands. Look at this play, getting the foot inbounds on the juggle catch. But the blue ribbon, I don't know if anybody can unseat this.
This is Tim Vecchio here from Penn Trafford. This was our second game of the season, 106-yard interception return. That is the longest play in CUTV High School Game of the Week history. He beat out a guy who made the NFL, Steve Breston, Woodland Hills star, University of Michigan star, and also former Arizona Cardinal. If you can beat a guy that's been experienced in the NFL, I think that's definitely going to be tough to beat all season.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Vecchio playing in college one day, maybe around this area as you look there. Highlight standings, top plays, predictions, as we mentioned before, and more. As we film that every Tuesday morning, it'll be on CUTV throughout the week, so check your local listings. 4th down. Beth Center going to go for it based on where they're at. Kunko going to keep it. Go himself, and he won't get there. He's going to gain a few yards on the play, but Frazier's going to take over at their own 25.
I was expecting a little bit more creativity there, but they just had Kunko just try. And Kunko has got more speed than I can remember from last year, so you can see him just taking himself. It looked like he was looking for a couple guys, but he just took it himself, and that was the play.
I'm starting to wonder if Kunko's afraid to throw the ball after the interception, because I point out to you, there was 2 open receivers on the far side. He could have hit them maybe for the first down. As you mentioned Twitter before, Matt, here's our Facebook page, California University Television, all spelled out, not just CUTV. Make sure you go like us, and you'll be able to see all of our pictures and posts whenever we go on a shoot.
And all our videos on there, all our shoot videos of the games are on there.
Now Pierce going to hand it off up the middle. No gain on the play. Going to be a loss of a yard, actually. 2nd and 11 coming up.
That's the first time that in a while that Frazier's gone to their main tailback, Lucas Korshik. You see him right up the middle there, and Beth Center, you can't run into a line like Beth Center expect to get much out of it. They'll say he lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Just about 35 seconds into this quarter. We're going to have 2nd and 11 come up for Frazier. Give me an empty backfield for the Commodores. 4 receivers, 5 receivers. Actually, there's another man lined up near the line of scrimmage. Man in motion, that's Patterson, fake the pitch. Pierce going downfield, there's a receiver there. He's tripped up though, and could not get off his block immediately, so it's gonna fall out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, looks like Dominic Fundy there. Decent coverage on Caleb Cox. Cox just broke free at the last second, but the ball was well over his head here. And Frazier again in a tough spot again, 3rd and 11, but this is basically Frazier's just let right now their offense not doing well except for that one drive, but their defense right now is just letting them win the game. And when you have a defense like that,
7 points is all they may need.
That's big.
At this point, it's kind of like the Steelers used to do. If we score 3 points, we could win a game. They scored 7, Frazier could win this game just because of their defense. Empty backfield again, 5 receivers set. Pierce going back to throw, has some time. Now he's under pressure, throws it, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
Yeah, he threw a dart there to Samson Lovis, and I don't think Lovis was expecting the speed of that throw. That was a missile coming at him. It just hit him right in the right hand, and kind of like a hot potato, dropped right off the hand here. So Frazier's gonna have to punt, and Beth Center might get some decent field position out of this, depending what happens.
Depending on who it goes to, Welsh is standing at his right at midfield. If he has a big return, could set up a great position. As this is, oh, what a kick,
great kick
from Frazier. It's going to bounce forward, and Frazier's going to field it at the 40. But that's much better than I anticipated off that point.
He kicked it right over Welsh's head there, and honestly, Beth Center's lucky that took a bounce that was heading back the other way. And for Frazier right there, number 8, Joe Salashi, grabbing it before it went back a couple more yards than that. But now we see Beth Center's offense again. Hasn't been doing much. 10:49 left here in the first half. They get the big runs. They've gotten to Frazier territory, but after that, Frazier's defense is hunkered down.
And Beth Center, was in the same position last year, down 7-0 in the second quarter. They were able to score as Kunko going to hand it off up the middle. Going to be a gain of about 2 yards on the play, actually a yard only. So 2nd and 9 approaching.
And it looks like they gave it off to Trevor Anderson. That was his first carry of the game right here. But they're going to need, I think with Beth Center, they're not going to win the game with 2 more games. But honestly, Zach, we talked about Timothy Broadwater, but Cameron Roebuck on the stop there, he's been having a great game so far on defense.
He's probably the MVP of this game right now on the defensive side, even though Broadwater had that pick. Hand off the middle again. Welsh trying to find some room. Gets to about the 44, a gain of 3. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
And they're not going to win the game with running up the middle of these short runs. They're going to need Anthony Welsh to, per se, hit a home run. Basically, hit that big run to try to go for a touchdown right here, because the short game's not working so far for Beth Center. They're going to need to adjust to that when they get maybe at halftime, get the kinks worked out, because they're just feeling out the Frazier defense. And right now, Frazier's defensive line is winning that battle so far.
And it's actually 3rd and 6. I apologize. 9:37 to go here in the second quarter. Kunko under center. Hands it off to Welsh. He gets the outside. No blockers there again, though. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. And Matt, you mentioned.
Guess who made that stop, though? Did you see number 4 fly in there? Broadwater again.
We're going to have a stoppage on the play. The clock stopped with 9:22 to go. Looks like they were trying to set the ball only as the clock will start again. But, Matt, you mentioned Welsh has to hit a home run.
He does.
He didn't last year, though. The home runner hitter was Nico Brown.
Right.
And he's gone.
He's gone, but when they try to pitch Welsh there on the outside, that's how they want it with Nico Brown. Their outside blocking is not there. Frazier is making them lose yards.
Welsh to punt. It's a line drive right at Patterson at the 35. Makes the guy miss and plows through a couple more. Fielded down at the 44. 8:53 to go. And Matt, what's the impact? Anthony Welsh, we're seeing him up the middle. He's been really good, gaining a couple yards to even 20 yards sometimes. On the outside, these blocks for Beth Center, they're not getting the job done. How can they improve that?
They're not getting the job done. They just got to watch the slant, because I'm watching Frazier's guys like Broadwater and Roebuck. They're coming at a slant and using the speed to get inside. They just got to watch them right away. Got to keep them honest right at the front of the line, keep them inside the defense. But honestly, for Frazier right here, this is a pretty big drive, because the way their defense is playing, let's just say if Frazier can get a touchdown here,
even a field goal,
that's going to make it really tough.
1st and 10 at the 44, 8:53 to go here in the first half. Man in motion, and there's going to be a flag here, so stop the presses, 8:52 to go. There's going to be an encroachment called on Beth Center. That's going to be set up a 1st and 5.
It's the second one. It's the second one on Beth Center so far, but those are the only 2 flags of the game, and the way it's been, we haven't seen any chippiness so far except for the one play.
I'm kind of surprised.
I'm kind of surprised, but like I said, those coaches, I think, drilled it into their players' heads. Don't be dumb. Play the game. This game is too much importance, because Frazier lost some top guys last year that changed the outcome of the game. They didn't, not like they lost the 2nd-string guy that was in there. No, they lost starters.
And if Beth Center happens to lose this game, not only does this hurt their Tri-County South standing, it hurts their playoff seeding as well. As Patterson is the quarterback, he's going to be rocked. 6-yard loss, so makes up for the penalty and more. 2nd and 11 approaching.
But yeah, that was, I don't know what that play looked disastrous from the start. He tried to do a play action, but Fundy and company, how about Dominic Fundy so far? He's listed as a freshman quarterback on our rosters. He's having a pretty great impact. He might be the next star for Beth Center after Welsh graduates, but looks like we're going to see Pierce back in the game. They're kind of doing like a 2-quarterback system, kind of like Ohio State, what Ohio State's doing this year.
And Patterson on that last play, I'm sure Coach Stieber was kind of like, never mind. Let's go back to Pierce as there's a wide receiver screen. Evades one tackler and brought down at about the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up. 8 minutes to go.
Trevor Anderson there on the stop, but they're trying to get that screen pass and try to bounce his receiver out here inside, trying to use the speed like they did on the first one there. That was Caleb Cox that time, and good job there by Beth Center wrapping them up. This is 3rd down now. Beth Center's credit their defense. They're keeping their offense in this game right now. They've really stepped up after that touchdown drive.
3rd and 11 coming up. 7.5 minutes to go. Man in motion is Patterson. There's a fumble. Let's see if Beth Center has it, and that could be a big momentum shift in this game.
Yeah, that just bounced. Looks like it bounced right off of Patterson's knee and went right into the middle of the line, and Beth Center was all there waiting for it. And maybe that's the break they need. Their defense has been playing great, but that snap was just bad. It didn't get the Patterson. It bounced right inside. Took a Beth Center bounce, and now this is the best starting field position they've had so far all game. But they got to get Anthony Welsh going here.
And, I honestly was thinking it's time Beth Center gets a turnover, and they did. Let's see if they can capitalize on it, get some points off of turnovers. Now, Welsh up the middle, nowhere to go. He actually spins off a guy to maybe gain a yard, if that.
Yeah, it looked like I saw Patterson and Roebuck again there on the stop, but this time they're trying to hammer Welsh up the middle, and it didn't work out. Frazier's just staying strong. But you can see Anthony Welsh in the huddle here. He's saying to his guys, let's go. We have starting position.
He's also probably trying to say, hey, I need a block.
Yeah, give me some help. I need some help here. I can do this.
And you don't want to say Beth Center it comes down to one guy, but in this game it might. If Anthony Welsh can carry this team, then Beth Center will win. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, gain of about 3 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
And you can see he's saying to his coaches, like, I'm not getting the block. I think it was Roebuck again who got him by the ankle there. I mean, I feel like he's making every single tackle. It's either him or it's Broadwater and that Mickey kid up front. I mean, Frazier's got some studs on this defense.
And Roebuck's only a sophomore.
That's scary.
He's listed as a tight end, 5'11", 210, and he's only going to continue to grow. Yeah. He could turn into a real prospect in the next couple of years.
I mean, this Frazier team is pretty young. I mean,
a lot of sophomores,
juniors. That Mickey kid's a junior. Yeah, this Frazier team's going to be set up pretty decent for next couple years here. We have a timeout. They'll be on Beth Center here.
6:01 to go here as we'll look at the Tri-County South standings. And I was trying to mention before, if Beth Center loses this game, this will be only their first Tri-County South loss. However, 2nd on the season, which could really hurt their playoff seeding, as they had a home playoff game last year and lost. The Tri-County South has not won a playoff game in I think about 3 years.
2010, the last team that won it was Beth Center. But we thought last year was the year. We thought Beth Center's at least going to win their game. But
and Frazier even
I
had
picked
a chance.
Frazier. I remember we did the brackets every year. I picked Frazier and Beth Center to move on. Frazier lost to, I think, like Southside Beaver, if I remember correctly, and that was really weird. I thought, well, okay, Beth Center's going to be Riverside, but again, Riverside could throw the ball on him, and that was the success. Riverside's quarterback this year actually leads all the WPIAL in passing. He had 600 yards one game.
Yeah, and if Riverside faces Beth Center again, I think that'd be a clear loss for Beth Center, just because Beth Center, their one Achilles heel is their pass defense.
Right. And the Tri-County South, the way they're not winning in the playoffs here, they're becoming a laughing stock. They're losing respect. No one has respect for the Tri-County South because they don't perform in the playoffs. That needs to change.
And I'll tell you what, honestly, there's some very talented kids and teams in this conference. I'd love to see them be able to win a couple playoff games.
Great brand of football here.
Now hand over at the middle, that's Welsh trying to spin off some blocks, gets to about the 38. We'll bring up 4th and 5. We'll see Beth Center probably go for it. I'm not sure though, based on where it's at. Looks like Kunko's coming off the field. See if they can pin Frazier deep.
Yeah, we try to use that again, but Beth Center looks like right now they can't cash in over the Hunter Patterson fumble. But I mean, when Welsh is all the way back there, you know he's always going to be a threat for a fake punt. And I said before we came up on air, I was like, don't be surprised if this kid throws one or two before the end of this game.
We saw him in practice before the game, starting to throw around a little bit. 4th down, Welsh gonna punt it away. It's a deep one. That one is gonna be fair cut. No, it's muffed. But Patterson, that's the 2nd time he's done that. He's able to recover it himself, and he's lucky because again, he was the lone Commodore there, fielded out at the 12-yard line.
Oh, I mean, he wanted to prevent it from trying to get it pinned even deeper than that, take a bounce that could have went inside the 5. That's why he returned it, because he looked so uncomfortable. I knew it was going to be an adventure, but it's been an adventure for him, and that goes for him under center with that fumble on the last drive. Hunter Patterson has not had a good game so far.
And so we'll see, you know, does Coach Stieber stick with Patterson there in the punt return position? As Frazier will have a 1st and 10, 5:13 to go at the 12-yard line. If Beth Center's defense is able to hold here, you get pretty good starting position in your next drive. Pierce gonna hand it off to Klorschik, and he's gonna be stopped. A loss of about 4 yards on the play. That's actually gonna bring up 2nd and 13.
That was Edward Zeli in there for the stop at the 3. But this, I mean, honestly, Beth Center's defense, we've been talking about Frazier's defense that's still pitching the shutout, but Beth Center's defense has not allowed a Frazier 1st down since that touchdown drive. I mean, how about Beth Center's defense
Could
so
this
far?
game come down to one play?
One play, one turnover. And we thought maybe that Patterson fumble could have changed things. It didn't for now, but Frazier needs a 1st down. This is huge to get them out of this field position.
Pistol formation for Frazier. Klorschik gets the handoff. He's going to get back a couple, maybe actually only a yard. That's going to bring up 3rd and 12, 4:20 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, that was a handoff to Patterson there. They're using him as the H-back, but here you can see he gets wrapped immediately. Colton Belmont, who's had a couple nice stops there for the Bulldogs, but another 3rd and long here, and with 4:07 left here till halftime, Beth Center can get the stop here. It'll be in business, but you got to expect Frazier trying to throw the ball here.
If you get another turnover here, that sets you up really good position, at least possibly get a field goal out of your drive, as you need some points before halftime. Frazier gets the ball to start the 2nd half, don't forget. Pierce. Low snap. Frazier able to pick it up. Not going to gain any yards on this play. Loses a yard, actually. That's going to bring up 4th and 13. And that could be huge, as Frazier not only recovers the fumble, but Beth Center stops them very deep in their own zone.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was almost calamity again there. Klorschik getting the ball, but now they're going to be set up. Should be prime field position here unless Caleb Cox unleashes another good punt here, but he's got to be careful in his end zone.
Cox going to step up. It's a deep one. Welsh going to grab it. He's going to spin around away from the Frazier defender. And he gets away, but now he's going to be tackled back inside his own territory. Caleb Cox, have a day punting the ball away.
He's saving him. He's saving him. Now, and credit Brennan Ragor there on the stop, wrapping Welsh up, because I said look out, because once he got that one block, I thought he could kick it to the outside, but Ragor misses him once. Fool me once, don't fool me twice. I said that saying completely wrong, but I said he didn't get fooled twice is what I was trying to say.
3:03 to go in the 1st half. 1st down coming up for Beth Center. You have to wonder, when does the big play happen? Beth Center usually gets one every game. It's like Spider-Man says to Family Guy, everybody gets one. As Kunko up the middle, he's gonna gain about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up.
He just ran into that pile, and Kunko's having a couple. Actually, I think they're going to say Welsh was the one who kept it here. No, it was Kunko, the PA announcer messed up. But Kunko, he has some decent power in it. He's been carrying some guys, and he's honestly had a couple more successful runs here.
Down to 2:35 to go in the 1st half. Kunko approaching the huddle. As we have a score update, Bell Vernon up 7-0 on Ringgold. That was another one of our picks I believe Anthony on our crew was the only one to go with Belvernon.
Yes, he was.
Kunko gonna keep it himself, throws it. It's going to be complete. No, they're gonna call it incomplete.
How am I getting that pass off? I was thinking that's a sack, and he's way back there. We finally got it to Welsh. I mean, watch again. Watch Broadwater.
The block just isn't there.
Like, he needed that block from Drucci, but he didn't get it, and Welsh almost came away with it there, and he dropped it. But that was a low throw to begin with, but they're not getting the blocks. The pass blocking, the run blocking on the outside when they're trying to bounce their players out. FRAZIER is just there, and, well, more importantly, it's been Broadwater that's been the one that's been hammering them on the outside.
I'm starting to change my philosophy. I'm starting to think that FRAZIER is the stronger team right now, as they are just bullying the blocks off of them.
You can't forget what Beth Center's defense is doing, though. They're the reason why this game is still 7-0.
Kunko gonna fake a throw. Now he has some running room up the middle, and he's quickly stopped after a gain of a yard. 4th and 6 coming up, 2 minutes to go. We're gonna get a timeout called.
But that's FRAZIER. It's got to be FRAZIER, right?
You have to imagine keeping some time on the clock.
It is FRAZIER, but yeah, good tackle. Joe Horvath, Kunko just ran right into him. Beth Center not being creative, but honestly, remember last year's Beth Center team? It was going to be an uphill battle for them this season anyway, even just with Welsh. Who do you lose? You lose Nico Brown. Also, remember Jason Stay as well.
Yeah,
that
was
another
two
guy.
of the 3 main backs you had.
Those 2 scored in last year's game against FRAZIER, but that's huge. And they've converted Frank Drucci. He was a tight end last year. They've been using him as like a fullback, H-back somewhat. He's the 2nd leading rusher on the team, but you see their coach, Ed Woods, one of the most successful in the area, doing a great job season in, season out with this Beth Center team. He's been here, he's been in Fredericktown a while, and it's every year you look for him, and it's a decent coaching staff he has assembled. And that's what he keeps Beth Center winning Tri-County South after Tri-County South. The last one he didn't win was 2012 when FRAZIER beat them.
And as we said, this game decides who wins the conference, basically.
Last, I'd say, 6-7 years.
You have to wonder, when's that going to change? When's another team going to step up and take these 2 head on? Welsh going to punt it away. It's going to be a pretty high kick, not very far. It's going to, that hit a FRAZIER player. Let's see who gets the ball.
I think FRAZIER got it the last second again, but he got to get out of the way. I knew that ball with that grass down there, that's going to take a weird bounce.
Eventually, that's going to come back to haunt
FRAZIER had like 3 guys in that area, and it's thinking he's going to get caught. I was about to say, watch out, Patterson, but he gets out of here, and that took a weird bounce, and you can see it looks like it bounced off of Joe Salashi for FRAZIR.
He didn't even realize it. He looked down like, what are you guys doing? And all these players are jumping at the ball.
Yeah, FRAZIER right now is playing with fire. They've almost they had the 1 turnover, but it could be a lot worse with
they
a couple
could have
of
had
fumbles.
4 turnovers at this point. And that's the way Beth Center could get back in this one, is if they get a turnover. Empty set backfield for FRAZIER, 1:47 to go. 1st and 10 at the 30. Man in motion. Pierce gonna pitch it. There's nobody there on the blocks now. Patterson loses the ball. Pierce picks it up. He's got some running room. Oh my goodness, look at this play. Able to make, I guess, a 2-yard loss look like a most spectacular play ever on this.
What was that? That just shot up in the air.
That might be a top 3 play, even though they lost
Let's see
yards.
Patterson here. He gets a nice, I thought he's wrapped up. Oh, he tried to throw it back to him. He tried to do that's a legal play because he threw it behind him. But he was wrapped up there. Oh, my God.
The way he was spun around, though, looked like the ball
just shot out. I thought he fumbled it. I thought the ball just, like, kicked off his knee again and went flying the other way. But
he's lucky there was no Beth Center guy to say, thank you, run it back.
Exactly.
Because there was open room everywhere there. 2nd and 11, 1 minute to go in the first half. Man in motion again for FRAZIER. Pierce going back to throw. Throws it down the middle of the field. It's complete, but immediately hit. That's number 44 for Beth Center. That's Trevor Anderson.
Oh, that's a great hit. I mean, but he, honestly, with that throw, Pierce set him up to get drilled. And that's probably Pierce's first completion in a while as well. But I think that was Caleb Cox, but oh my goodness. Trevor Anderson said, take me a seat, son.
30 seconds to go.
And even with a hit like that, that can get the sideline fired up.
There's only 20 seconds left. I'm surprised Beth Center not taking a timeout to save time. Pierce back to throw, under some pressure. Now throws it downfield. It's complete. Frazier has some room at the 50. The clock will stop as he goes out of bounds as he's thrown down.
That's Welsh there throwing down, but Patterson, that's probably the best play they've had since the first quarter. 9 seconds left, but I'm thinking to myself, get out of bounds, so Frazier could have something here.
And he did get out of bounds, I believe. We'll see whether they start the clock or not as it stopped because of the first down. They will not start the clock as he did indeed get out. So 9 seconds, you basically got one play here. You got to go deep, but watch, Beth Center can return this.
And Frazier still does have a timeout in their arsenal. So it'd have to be quick, but they could try a slant over the middle, but it'd have to be quick.
Pierce with a man in motion. It's going to be a fake pitch. Now it's an end around. There's some open room on that side of the field. Throw it down the field. There's a receiver there. Look at this. Touchdown, Frazier. Top play of the week. Oh, my goodness.
Whoa.
That could be. What a play with no time on the clock.
Wow, are you kidding me? That's a Hail Mary, but we saw a similar play to this at Mount Pleasant. But my goodness, that is unbelievable. I think that was Caleb Cox.
Who threw this?
Yeah, Chris Pierce. I think that's Caleb Cox.
What an arm.
But this is perfect. This is perfect. That's the best throw all night.
If anything beats Tim Vecchio, that might be it.
That could be it. We'll see. And on the receiving end of that was Samson Lomas. My goodness. Oh.
What a play. That could be the deciding touchdown because Beth Center can't move the ball. You're up 14-0.
Think about this. Frazier was backed up. They didn't have any first down since the first quarter, and Hunter Patterson saved them with that big run. And then right there, Frazier unleashes the bomb.
And there is a flag against Beth Center on that play. It'll be assessed on the kickoff to start second half because remember, Frazier gets the ball first. Matt, it looking like right now your prediction's going to come true.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to it's still a long way to go, and this Beth Center team can fight, but Frazier's owned the first quarter, first half so far.
Kick is up, and it is good. 14-0. No time on the clock. What an end to the first half. My goodness, Matt.
My goodness is right. This is going to be a great second half here, but you're going to be seeing this play a lot for the rest of the season.
So when we come back, we'll have presentations of the bands here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the Student Bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
Welcome back in where Frazier up 14-0 on Beth Center. what has turned into a great game so far. Now, we will present the FRAZIER Commodore Band. Following that, the Beth Center Bulldog Band here on CUTV.
Our show continues tonight with a tune from The Offspring. This is Come Out and Play. Next up is a song from the creators of punk rock, the Ramones. Here is Blitzkrieg Bop. We will conclude this evening's performance with Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. This song features trumpet soloist Dwight Strickler and Joel Laser. The FRAZIER Band is under the direction of Mr. Matt Rattay, Assistant Director Christy Biscoli. Other members of the band staff were Kara Rattay, Caitlin Brown, Bethany Hoff, and Rick Firestone. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce the 2015 Bethlehem Center Bulldog Marching Band. Tonight, the band, along with returning alumni spanning from 1978 to 2015, proudly present the Bethlehem Center Band doing a night at the movies. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Emily Kaufman and Hannah Hess, along with Major Captain Taylor Ellier and sub-captains Courtney Gold and Amanda Blaze. Tonight's performance kicks off with the theme from the 2010 DreamWorks animated film, How to Train Your Dragon. This is covered by the band Blue Swede. It's Hooked on a Feeling. We close the main portion of our performance this evening with the theme from the 2012 box office hit, The Avenger.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday night lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. Beth Center, the homecoming team, down 14-0 to Frazier here on CUTV. Matt, what a great first half that was. I think that play that ended it may have been the best play we'll see all year long.
I mean, that could be Blue Ribbon. I'm not going to say anything, but I mean, it's definitely the best one we've seen since week 2. I mean, you just can't script this up. It's some like the halftime stats, but I mean, you talk about Beth Center. They had 7 first half possessions. 4 of those were punts, 1 bad snap on a punt, and then 1 interception, 1 turnover downs. Here's some highlights.
And we see here, this is the first touchdown for Frazier, as that goes to Joshua Cox, breaking some tackles on the slant, able to get into the end zone, as they just put 2 minutes back on the clock until we get to second half action. But after this, Kunka went to throw, and it's intercepted by Broadwater, and that's the big thing. This could be a much closer game, but Beth Center's offense has not moved the ball at all. Frazier's defense is doing really good.
Other than a couple big Anthony Welsh runs, but you see right here, here is the big play. Chris Pierce gets it out to Caleb Cox, who, look at this throw, gets down to his receiver. I mean, my goodness, that was Damon Lovis, but I mean, you can't script that up any better than that on the last play. I mean, that's not even an attempted Hail Mary, but that's just to throw it up there and get it. But that kid right there, Timothy Broadwater's had an amazing game on defense. Cameron Roebuck as well, and also Michael Mickey. Those have been the big 3 guys on defense for Frazier. That's been holding them down. But Anthony Welsh has 70 yards on 13 carries, with 54 of the yards coming on 2 first quarter runs. That's been it. As we take a look at the standings here, I mean, it's like we said, we can't say it enough. It's winner take all here. But Bentworth's still lurking down there. But pretty much Frazier, this conference will pretty much be won if Frazier wins this game, because they beat Bentworth. No other team other than Bentworth and Beth Center could take over Frazier unless Frazier completely collapses here. But let's look at the schedules here.
And we'll look at Beth Center's schedule now. You have Avella and Jeff Morgan on the road the next 2 weeks, and Bentworth to end the season. If Beth Center's to lose here tonight, how big is that game at the end of the year? It's at home. It's Anthony Welsh's last home game. You have to imagine he's going to want to go off. But Bentworth, their defense has shown that they are really good. And if they can hold Frazier to 7 points, what can they do to Beth Center, whose offense, in my opinion, is clearly a step below?
It really is, and they could just key on Anthony Welsh. But, I mean, that's what Beth Center needs. They're going to need Anthony Welsh to carry him on their back, and he's done that already once tonight in 1 run. But then Frazier right here at Carmichael's. Carmichael's is actually losing to West Green at halftime, so Frazier's has the much easier road here. Then they get West Green at home, and then Cal High School. Cal High School, who only was shut out against Carmichael's actually last week. So Frazier's pretty much a clear road here. They're going to have a perfect season if they get through tonight. It's just my opinion. But who knows? One of those teams, Carmichael's plays well at home. West Green and Cal High School. Cal High School Frazier was actually the premier rivalry for Frazier before this all happened, this decade happened. I know some people from California High School, and they say the Frazier rivalry, other than Beth Center, since Beth Center kind of Cal would hop conferences, Frazier and Cal in a lot of other sports other than football, that was a big rivalry, but now it's shifted towards Frazier Beth Center.
And Matt, unfortunately, as seniors, this is the last half of Beth Center Frazier we're ever going to see. What do you look forward to in this last 24 minutes?
This has been, I'm looking for Beth Center to come out with a lot of fight in the second half. Remember, this defense, with the exception of the last 2 plays, they were stuffing Frazier. Frazier did not have a first down until the second to last play of the first half. So they had him from about a quarter without a play. Now, remember, Beth Center had a personal foul penalty on that touchdown, and instead of kicking, they got backed up 15 yards here. So Frazier could get some decent field position to start.
And what I'm looking forward is, ironically enough, Beth Center's band at halftime, as you may have heard, were performing songs that theme to Marvel cinematic movies. And the one that stood out to me was the Avengers theme.
Oh, yes.
And it comes down to one guy in my mind, Anthony Welsh. And if Beth Center's going to come back and win this game, he's got to turn into Captain America today and put this team on his back and win this contest.
That's exactly. He's Captain America, and he's got it. He's got to take it. He's Iron Man. He's all of them. He's got it. They got to ride him.
Squib kick here. Frazier's going to have great position at midfield down to the 44 in Beth Center territory, so great position to start. And Matt, you mentioned if Frazier scores, on this opening drive, it may be well and done.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's going to be tough. They need some turnovers, quick scores, and they need Anthony Welsh to get some big runs. But right there, it's Lucas Klorschik on the little quick kick reception. They're trying to keep it away from Frazier's two big weapons, Patterson and Lovis.
We'll see Pierce and company come out 1st and 10 at the 42. 11:55 to go here in the third. Now there's going to be a flag. We'll see here what it's going to be. It's encroachment again on Beth Center. That's the third time.
Wow, that's a very.
I understand you're trying to rush hard at the guys, but 3 times, you think by now they would have gotten that corrected.
Exactly. Now it's 1st and 5 from Beth Center's 37, so Frazier's just getting closer and closer to that end zone again. That's just something you can't. If you're trying to rally in this game, you're trying to have to score more points than the team that's beating you has allowed all season. It doesn't start like that.
1st and 5 after the penalty. Pierce with a man in motion. That's Broadwater. Pierce gonna go back to throw as they've done all game. There's a receiver there. And it's complete. Oh my gosh, touchdown, Frazier.
Wow.
We mentioned if they score in this drive, they score in the first play of this drive. 11:46 left in the third quarter. Frazier may have just said good night to the Bulldogs.
How about this catch? I mean, Frazier is putting up all these plays here. They might just sweep the top place this week. It's over one defender. It's over Nick Pryor. That's Caleb Cox, who threw the ball. Now he's catching the ball, runs in the end zone. The last 3 offensive plays for Beth Center's defense have been horrific, dating back to the second quarter.
I think Frazier's realizing we can throw all over these guys.
That's what GCC did.
And the kick is up, and it is good. 21-0 Frazier. Beth Center's going to have to put something together to come back. We'll see if they can do it here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And we are back here on CUTV. Frazier, in a matter of 14 seconds into the third quarter, makes it a 21-0 game.
And Joshua Cox here is going to kick off for Frazier, but, I mean, that is exactly the start they wanted right here.
And they're keeping it away from Anthony Welsh. That's smart. Pretty good return coming from Drucci. He's going to get to about the 30-yard line. Let's look at that touchdown again, Matt. We thought that touchdown at the end of the first half was going to be top play. This could be even better.
I mean, first of all, great pass here by Chris Pierce. But how about, oh my gosh, Caleb Cox on top of Nick Pryor there, making the catch, throwing him off and running the end zone. But, I mean, Caleb Cox has been involved in both of those plays so far. I mean, right now, he's carried Frazier's offense. Actually, both Coxes, Josh Cox scored the first touchdown, remember?
Kunko hands it off to Welsh, up the middle. He's going to gain about 2 or 3 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 8.
And they're just trying Welsh. They're just going to try to hammer Welsh away right here. But Frazier's proven they can stop him, proven that they can up the middle. I mean, they had Welsh beat him on the first play, but other than those 2 runs in the first quarter, they've completely shut him down.
Just over 11 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Beth Center looking to get on the board for the first time. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Kunko hands it off up the middle. A broken block there, and looks like maybe a gain of a yard on the play to bring up 3rd and 7.
And they went with Drucci that time on the run, and this was actually probably a way they've been going there. It's been, but let's see who got on the tackle there. Host of guys, Mickey again, and I think it was number 50 as well, Logan Muzina.
And looking in the huddle, I just saw Anthony Welsh. He had his helmet off. He's rubbing his hair, back and forth, looking like, what can we do to break this open and score?
He's going to go out on the receiver as a flat here. Let's see if Kunko tries to look for him.
Kunko in a pistol with 2 sidecars. He's going back to throw. Throws downfield. There's a man there. There's a chance. Incomplete. It was out of bounds. The receiver had a little bit of a chance, but just ran out of room. It'll be 4th and 7.
And good coverage there by Joshua Cox. But how about the throw here by Kunko? He had a step on Cox there, but then the ball was a little underthrown, so he had to adjust, and Cox was right there. That's just textbook coverage.
I think that's the first time in 2 years watching Kunko play that we've seen him uncork a pass like that. Welsh back to punt. You have to wonder, when do you fake it? Because he's the guy you do it with if you fake it.
They need a spark.
4th and 7. Welsh will kick it away. It's going to be a shank punt, go out of bounds at about the 45. Welsh just completely miskicked that one. Frazier has great position again.
That was like a knuckleball kick by Welsh there, but Frazier again is going to be set up. I mean, this crowd here. Well, let's take a look at this is our YouTube page here, CUTV Sports 1. Also our News Center page where we have all our news shows, CUTV News Center, one word. But on CUTV Sports 1, you can see this game, any game that we put, any game, any
If you want to watch the last couple years of this.
Yes, if you want to revisit some history, CUTV Sports 1 is your place to be, and we put all our Cal Vulcans games that we've done the past couple of years. It's a wonderful stop. You can watch CUTV, our coverage, old coverage, anytime you want, anywhere you want. And our new show After Hours is going to start appearing on CUTV Sports 1.
Pierce back to throw, under some pressure. He's going to be taken down. Oh, he's tripped up. Looked like the turf monster may have gotten him. That's a huge loss. Looks like that's a loss of maybe 10 yards.
Yeah, I don't understand the play calling there. I would think they just try to run the ball up the middle, be conservative, but Edward Zile there, I guess he'll get credited for the sack because, yeah, it looked like he was already stumbling. I think Zile might have got a hand on his foot and tripped him up to begin with, and then the turf got him there at the last second. But, yeah, they lost exactly 10 yards on that play. It just backs them up. I mean, just be conservative. You're up. Your defense has been playing lights out. Just chip away, go forward, not backward.
9:22 to go in the 3rd quarter. See if Beth Center's defense can stand up again here on 2nd down. Pierce, empty back set. Man in motion. It's going to be a pitch again. Looking to throw. There's no one there. Beth Center's going to take Patterson down. No, he spins off a tackle and gets to about the 44, a gain of 2 yards. That'll bring him 3rd and 19.
We were waiting to see when they were going to try to get Patterson to throw. They just bounced him out here. He had nothing to work with, so then he realized it enough to cut back upfield. He makes something out of nothing. I mean, it looked like he was going to get dropped for another loss. He got about 4 yards out of that play. It's going to be 3rd and 17. But right now, you just got to believe Frazier's just going to just pound away and just take as much clock off. And the way that Caleb Cox has been kicking this ball, he could try to pin Beth Center deep.
And see, here's the problem with Beth Center's offense. They run the ball, so every time you run the ball, the clock keeps going. You're only shortening the amount of time you have to come back. Pierce on 3rd and long. It's a screen pass. Beth Center able to read it, though, and taken down at about the 45-yard line. A gain of a yard. They'll bring him 4th and 16. Cox will come back out to punt.
And Caleb Cox there on the catch. Tried to get the screen pass there, get him downfield, but that did not really work. I don't even think he got a yard out of that, so a good play there. Can't see who that was for Beth Center, but that was just a nice-looking open field tackle and try to get him free here.
Under 8 minutes to go now. Cox, oh, it looked like I thought he was going to fake it. Now we're going to see the punt, and it's going to bounce. Welsh going to come up and field it. Looked like he could have broken that tackle there, but taken down near zone 25.
Well, I mean, he can't just let it roll like that. He's got to try to catch it and make something happen. He took it off the bounce, but Frazier was just ready for him there. Host of tacklers down there. I think Roebuck got him again.
Cam Roebuck have a game. Best defensive player on this field today, I think.
With him and Broadwater has been a lethal combination.
And I mentioned Roebuck, sophomore, Broadwater, senior. They're both tight ends on this roster. As you have a handoff up the middle, going to gain. Excuse me, there's going to be a fumble, but they're going to call that the runner was down. There's going to be a flag.
I think one of the players might have been saying the wrong things to the ref there, but wanting the play there. But you can see the Frazier player. Can't see who that is. I think it was number 58, which is Billy Pellick.
We'll see here what the call is. Oh, I guess the defense.
Oh, because he ran the ball off. He ran off with the ball.
You'll see.
But see, I don't agree with that because he thought it was still a live play. That's why he ran off with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad call by the refs because I understand why you called that, but it's kind of it's a ticky-tack kind of penalty because the player's just playing. Which you would rather see than him, spike the ball into the leg.
Right.
He's playing the game. Because he may not have heard the whistle when they marked him down. 2nd and 5, 7:33 to go. Give me a handoff. Up the middle. Looks like may have the first down. Maybe a yard short. We'll see where they mark it.
I think they're moving. I think they're going to be moving the chains here for Anthony Welsh. But if that, he's going to be. Oh no, they will call it 3rd and short here.
They may measure this actually. They're actually going to call this 3rd and 1. 7:05 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
But I mean, I think it's just try to hammer Welsh here. But they can't get too predictable because Frazier's defensive line has been pushing them, been really standing tall up front here. Look at all the guys they're putting up in the box. They're putting everybody.
And that'll get the first down, just enough yardage. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for Beth Center. That might be their first down in maybe the last 3 or 4 series.
I'd say at least since midway through the 2nd quarter, they give it to Drucci there and Roebuck again on the stop. But they didn't even give it to Welsh. But I mean, yeah, that's just a big first down for Beth Center. But they just got to keep it going.
6:35 left in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Bulldogs. Here's a new play set. Empty backfield for Beth Center. 4 receivers in a bunch formation. Kunko's going to keep it himself. That play is going to go nowhere. No gain on the play.
Yeah. I think why they did that was they tried to set up a screen to Welsh, and they set up his blockers, but they didn't get it open enough, so Kunko tried to go up the middle there, and Frazier was just ready for it. But they couldn't set up the screen properly. That's why Kunko had to take it himself.
You have to wonder if that's been on film anywhere. We're going to get a flag here. With 5:58, there's going to be a sideline warning against Beth Center. So no penalty yardage on this. It'll be 2nd and 9. 5:58 to go as the clock will start.
I think we've seen more sideline warnings for any high school game of the week season so far this year.
Yeah, we saw like 2 or 3 last year. It seems we have 2 or 3 a week now.
Bell Vernon, I think Connellsville too.
And we'll see 2nd and 9. Kunko, he's going to keep it. He's under pressure, throws it away, and it's incomplete. It bounced to Anthony Welsh. If Welsh had caught that, he may have had some room to work with, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, and I think Michael Mickey got in there again on Kunko, trying to get something to work. Yeah, Mickey just blew right through there on the line.
And Kunko was trying to play out the fake, but Frazier's running at him. He has to turn around and be aware.
They're not fooled by anything. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 here with 5:34 left in the 3rd quarter. But for Beth Center, does this start becoming the time where you got to go for it?
You may have to. Even though you're deep in your own territory, your defense is still good enough. You could stop Frazier and maybe get some turnovers on those deep passes. 3rd and 9. Like I mentioned, though, Kunko was just kind of lollygagging his way back in the backfield, not paying attention to defenders. See here, Kunko gonna try and get to the outside. He has a little bit of a block, gets nowhere. No gain. 4th and 9. Let's see what they do.
Guess who got him? Take a guess.
Cam
Roebuck. It's like clockwork. This kid's on literally on every single play.
Then Beth Center will punt it away. Again, I have to wonder, when do you fake it with Anthony Welsh? I'm not endorsing a fake by any means, but if anybody can execute a fake punt, it probably is him.
It's him, but Frazier's also going to have to watch out for if the ball gets back to Hunter Patterson, because it's been an adventure trying to field some punts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Here's the fake. He does not have it. He was tripped up. He's going to be marked down after a 5-yard gain. First down for Frazier. So when they try to do it, Welsh can't get there. He may have been hit by the turf monster too.
He might have been, because he's kind of like holding his leg up. think because he just fell flat. I don't
He
think
had
anyone
open
got him.
room everywhere.
He did. We'll take a look here. And he's gonna see he'll grab the ball. And nope, I'm gonna take it myself. And yeah, he just slipped up. That field that's been rained on twice today, and hard rain too. It's been affecting a lot of the plays right there. Because I think Welsh, if he stays on his feet, I think he would have the first down.
He may have had a lot more than that after that play. Pierce gonna fake a handoff. He's under some pressure. Drucci gonna hit him from behind. A loss of a couple on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, broken play there. Great play there by Frank Drucci getting in the backfield. And Pierce, he tried to pass, but when he saw Drucci coming from the end, he was like, I'm gonna get away. But Drucci with a lot of speed to bring down Chris Pierce, but they didn't pick up Drucci blitzing at all.
You know, Frazier's offensive line has been playing about average, I would say. They're letting some pressure, but most of the time they are executing their blocks. I believe that was the first sack of the game. Well, actually, no, it was probably, I think, like the second after that huge loss before.
And they executed their blocks on that last play of the first half.
4:05 to go in the third quarter. Man in motion. Frazier players run into each other, and they're going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10.
And Pierce kept it himself there, but when Frazier needed to make the offensive line needed to make the blocks, they did it with the 2 scoring plays, the last one of the second quarter and the first play of the third quarter.
3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Beth Center needs 3 scores to just tie the game up. And they were down late last year, but they were only within, I think, like 6 points.
7 points, and Frazier's defense was not good as it was last year as it is this year. Blitz again.
Pierce, and that's going to be blown up in the backfield at midfield. No, Pierce kept it himself. I excuse myself. Pierce has some room. Now he's taken out. I really thought that Klorschik had it in the backfield, and they hit him immediately, and Pierce kind of stuck there.
Yeah, I think, Drucci came on the blitz again, worked again. Ooh, he hit Hunter Patterson hard.
It looks like actually Pierce may have taken the ball back from Patterson.
That's a good football play. That's a good, smart football play there. See, Pierce saw Drucci coming untouched, and he pulled the ball away from Patterson, tried to keep it himself. It didn't really get anywhere. He still lost some yards, but it could have been a lot. He saved himself from a lot worse because Drucci could have punched that ball out.
4th and 14, 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Cox punts it away. This one's a little short. It's going to bounce and go forward a little bit. Frazier going to down it at the 25, back where Beth Center was previously with 3:01 to go.
It looked like it was bouncing back, and it took a hard left. But again, let's talk about high school roundup, and we're gonna have some highlights here for this game, and then also West Mifflin LH going on in Uniontown right now. They're always putting on some heck of plays. LH and York, but again, like I said earlier, at CUTV_PA, that's our Twitter page. If you have highlights of a local game, maybe Ringgold Bell Vernon or any other game, if you have a play or you have highlights that could make it on the top 3, please tweet us at it, and we will put it on High School Roundup. Tweet us the link, and we will mention you on the show.
Kunko hands it off up the middle. Gain of a couple yards on the play. They'll bring up 2nd and 8.
So, again, Kunko's been keeping himself a lot, but they're just trying everything. Actually, no, I think that was Welsh there. There's so many guys. They've been trying to open it up with Kunko or Welsh or Drucci, just trying to because Welsh is way over 20 carries right now, and they're going to have to just keep him. But it's the time of the point where Frazier continues to pull away here is save Welsh for the latter games of the season.
Kunko under center. Broken eye formation. Kunko gonna throw. Now he rolls out outside the pocket under pressure, throws it completely out of the direction of his intended receiver. That was number 4 for Beth Center. That was Fundy.
Oh, Beth Center. But yeah, Kunko had protection at first, and he rolled out, and then there was 4 guys after him. He just had to get that ball away. Fundy was well covered and really no chance to get that ball.
2:16 to go. 3rd down and 9. Beth Center, this may be your last chance to really salvage some hope. You need a first down on this drive.
Yeah, it's 2:16 left in the third quarter. He's still got another whole quarter to play, but it just, that 21-0 lead for Frazier feels like.
I think Beth Center may be taking a timeout.
42-0 here, and they might be taking a timeout. They don't have anything together, but it's starting. They're just trying. They're running out of options, and they're running out of. But in case if you just tuned in right now, you missed a lot here on the highlights. Let's go back to the first half here.
This is the first touchdown of the game in the first quarter. That is Joshua Cox, brother, I'm assuming, of Caleb Cox, with the first touchdown of the game, make it 7-0 on a slant route up the middle of the field. And then following that, for the defensive Frazier, who's played outstanding tonight, Broadwater with the interception. That sets up Frazier on another drive. They did not score. But Matt, last play, or excuse me, this is actually the fumble recovered by Beth
bounced
Center.
off Patterson's knee. That bounced off Patterson's knee, and we thought this could get Beth Center back in the game, give him a scoring.
But then this happened.
And then this happened on the last play of the first half here. Caleb Cox downfield. Look at this throw, ladies and gentlemen. This kid's a receiver. Are you kidding me? And he gets it right out to his receiver. Lovis just got in the end zone there, really close.
And we did look at halftime. While you were directing at halftime, Matt, I went and looked at the replay. Mike Mays, our replay operator at halftime, showed me his knee was down, but the ball had crossed the plane, so it was a good touchdown. And you saw right there, Caleb Cox again, this time on the receiving end of that touchdown.
I mean, it's just he's been doing it all. And he's also been getting off some pretty good kicks, too. That's gotten Frazier out of bad situations in the first half.
Kunko with a man in motion, going to throw. It's a screen. There's some plays there. He's got some running room, but he's taken down from behind, but it is enough for a first down. So Beth Center keeps this drive alive.
I mean, and that was a great play. That's probably one of the best plays in a while. Nick Pryor here is going to get the reception. Good screen play, good blocking.
That's something we've not said. Good blocking.
Good blocking, yeah. But I mean, Cam Roebuck again tackling him. I mean, my goodness, I need to see how many tackles this kid has. But he saved the touchdown because I saw a lane in front of him until Roebuck chased him down. No one was in front of him.
We're going to stoppage here from the refs.
Resetting the ball.
They're resetting the ball. Now they'll start the clock with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Now here's the screen. Anthony Welsh catches it one-handed, trying to avoid some tacklers. He's able to gain a yard out of this, so makes something out of nothing. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Michael Mickey there on the stop, but Kunko gets drilled here by Broadwater, and he somehow gets it off the Welsh. Kunko's been doing a good job with players coming in about to throw him to the ground, getting the football off there. But again, I feel like every time Frazier makes a tackle, Broadwater or Roebuck.
You have to wonder, I'm not saying that Frazier's defense is invisible out there, but could they even do it with just those 3 guys out there? Kunko hands it off in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Anthony Welsh taken down. It actually might be Drucci. I'm not exactly sure yet. We'll have to see.
That was definitely Drucci because I looked back and saw Welsh walking around. But trying to get Drucci out here. Now, Frazier, I think giving up that first down fired up their defense because they've only pushed Beth Center back since giving up that big run there to Pryor. And now they're under a minute here in the third quarter. It's again Beth Center in 3rd and long, but it's but again, we're just 40 seconds away, Zach, from doing one of a CUTV high school game of the week traditions, the hot dog score.
Yeah, and really, we've kind of turned that into the concession stand score over the last year or so, but still matters, when you're at home, where your concession stand ranks. Kunko avoiding pressure again. He's just going to have to go out of bounds. He's spun into a defender, and a big hit there by Frazier. 18 seconds, Kunko went out of bounds. This will bring up maybe a 3rd and 14, or 4th and 14, excuse me.
And Kunko here really just had no time. Frazier's defensive line's been living in the backfield most of this game, and right here he gets stood up there by Joshua Cox and gets stood up immediately. But when he gets thrown to the ground on the sideline, you can just see the change from the last 2 years, that there's no like late hits or activity after the play. I credit the players, both players, how they've matured from these last 2 years.
Welsh back again with it. This time he will punt it away after the failed fake last time. Patterson able to maintain the possession of the punt this time. Gets a block there, and then he runs into a Beth Center guy, and he throws him down. That's Drucci.
Wow.
7 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Drucci just threw him to the ground. Like he didn't even
angry.
fall down, and Drucci just threw him to the ground here. There's been some great hits in this game. I mean, I've seen Welsh had a couple of them. And look, I mean, he didn't even move a muscle. He just picked him up and just threw him to the ground. Drugi kid is strong as heck.
7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The last time Frazier was in this situation, they scored. I doubt they do the same thing here. I'm sure they just might run the ball and get the time out of the quarter.
I think they're just going to try to run the ball.
Because again, you don't need to score again
They
the
don't.
way your defense
The way
is
their
playing.
defense has been playing, I mean, when's the last time Beth Center's been in Frazier's territory? Where they haven't started in Frazier's territory.
When's the last time Beth Center was shut out? I mean, they still have time to correct that, but as Pierce, he's going to go back to throw under some pressure. Now he's going to run down the field. It's complete to Cox, and he goes out of bounds. Actually, he almost hits the bleachers there. So that will end the third quarter. That's going to be about a 5-yard pickup on the play.
That was a pretty fancy looking play there by Chris Pierce. Faked it to Patterson, rolled out, and found Caleb Cox to end the third quarter here with the Commodores up 21-0. I appreciate Frazier's helmet kind of looking like Vanderbilt with the star. But now, Zach, we mentioned before hot dog score time. The leader, California High School.
The last year's winner, Elizabeth Ford, is next week. We'll have to see how Beth Center did, as we will show that. Drum roll, please.
9.54, that is short.
That is short of California. California, 9.81. You have to wonder, did the rain affect that? Because conditions here were not great before the game. Let's just see what that stacks up right behind Bell Vernon and just in front of Charleroi in the standings.
But it's going to take a lot for Cal High. You can see Mount Pleasant came close last week, but then Beth Center right there still got Elizabeth Ford, last year's champ. If Cal High wants to win it, they got to take the belt next week and get it from EF. Carmichael's, and don't count out Brownsville with the fried Oreos and the Falcon fries with ranch. And I like ranch on a lot of things, and French fries is one of them. So Brownsville's always got it special in my heart there. But fourth quarter, 12 minutes left here in this game, and Frazier, this is where they're going to try to close the game out. Nothing too crazy, but you can see they're still trying to throw the ball though.
12 minutes left in this game, unless Beth Center has a miraculous comeback. Pierce fakes, and now there's going to be an end around. Frazier not stopped yet, still going. That was Joshua Cox. He gets to the 49 in Frazier territory. That's going to be a first down.
Actually, I think that was Clovis, but I mean, their uniforms are getting dirty. It's hard to see the numbers there, but that's actually his first carry of the game. Welsh got him on the tackle here, but they're being creative, and I like the creativity. And they have the room to do that with those handoffs, and because if it was like raining like we thought it was going to be most of tonight, earlier in the week, they wouldn't have been able to do that.
You have to wonder, what would this team be like if they had L.A. Ross still?
Oh,
imagine if Frazier and Greensburg Central Catholic played in the playoffs this year.
That would be something, and I think there might have been we don't know why L.A. Ross transferred, but maybe GCC lured him away, but you got to believe L.A. Ross would be ready. The defense too would be ready for L.A. Ross. That's a possibility, as we hear Sweet Caroline playing in the loudspeakers here in Bulldog Stadium. We got to appreciate a little ad action. And here's again at CUTV_PA, tweet us things. I love Twitter. We all everyone in the crew loves Twitter, and we love it. And we mentioned before, tweet us if you have plays. Tweet us the link to them. We will see how they stack up with our highlights, how they stack up with West Mifflin and Laurel Highlands highlights, and here's our Facebook page. We put all our stuff there. We post pictures. All our shoots, they go there. I know I try to share it my best with my Facebook page. A lot of people do. We get our word out there. And it's a lot of great social media things, Zach.
And then we'll look at the YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1, where you can find games from about the last 3 or 4 years past in high school football, Cal Vulcan football, Cal basketball. Of course, the Cal Women's Basketball Championship run last year that you and I had the glorious opportunity to call.
I made a video about the whole season that actually I believe I saw is over 650 views, which made me very excited.
So we are back. 11:23 to go here in the fourth. It's going to be a handoff, and Frazier's got some yards to work with. About a 6-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 4.
That's Roebuck. That's his first carry of the game.
Quick score update. Brownsville down 28-0 to Mount Pleasant, end of the third.
Well, I mean, I think Mount Pleasant is pretty angry about what happened last week, but It's for Brownsville. We're going to see them in a couple of weeks, but they've been fighting hard. They got that win over Waynesburg this season. Brownsville is just new coach Jason House has turned around. I think he's got Brownsville on the right track.
That is going to be a handoff. Frazier not going to really get anything. Maybe loses a yard on the play. They're going to call it 3rd and 4. Coming up with 10:30 left to go.
Yeah, it's Roebuck again there on the carry, and we've been talking about what the elusiveness Frazier has. They can have Roebuck, but like we say this every time we do a single A game, is when you're in single A, there's the smaller teams. You're going to see these two-way players, these, if you will, 48-minute men on the field.
And Matt, huge developing story. At halftime, it was about 15 minutes ago, Clareton is down 19-18 to the Jeanette Jayhawks.
But Clareton's mostly a second-half team, but we'll see. I said Jeanette.
Patterson, first down and more, runs.
He's still
for
going.
More. Oh, my goodness. Hunter Patterson, you've had some troubles. Redeemed yourself there with a big run. Down for a first down.
If you think about it, Patterson kicked off that last score with that big run before the half and got out of bounds here. But Patterson, a lot of people forget about the speed out of this young man. We saw last season him being elusive as a dual threat quarterback, and he's only a sophomore. So they'll get another year out of Chris Pierce, another year, and then Patterson's only a junior. They still got another year for Patterson, kind of like to grow him into the reins a little bit. He's the heir to the quarterback throne at Frazier.
9:30. Here's another update. Darian McGuffey tied at 14.
Wow. How about Derry building off from last week against Southmoreland?
Now there's going to be a handoff, and Beth Center's all over it. Takes the man back. They're going to lose about 5 yards on this play. Actually going to call it a 6-yard loss, so 2nd and 16 approaching.
Yeah, Colton Belmont. I've been pretty impressed with Colton Belmont. He's been a big guy on that defensive line. Actually, that was 68 for Beth Center here. That was Tim Trump.
And a school we mentioned before, Greensburg Central Catholic, at the end of the 3rd quarter, they are up 10-0 on Leechburg.
Only 10-0.
Leechburg holding close with GCC tonight.
Well, Frazier, right? I mean, they've been the ones that scored the most points on Frazier this season so far.
Yeah, only 7. Right now, so far, 0 here tonight. Frazier, 2nd and long. Here's a pass. It's completed to Joshua Cox, it looks like. He's going to get 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage. Call it 3rd and 8.
A nice tackle there by Bailey Linkowski. And also, the last time I checked the score, it's been a while, it was at halftime. It was actually, we've been talking about that Laurel Highlands score. LH 17-14 over West Mifflin. So West Mifflin's defense kind of a little bit strong. And we'll be seeing West Mifflin next week at Elizabeth Ford. And Elizabeth Ford, they were playing York tonight, so. But it's good. We haven't seen West Mifflin on a CTV game of the week in it's been a while. So it's always good to get new teams on the CTV. We've seen a lot of new teams that we normally don't see on TV's game of the week this year. Trinity.
And that is a pass completed to Cox. He's going to be short of a first down. They'll bring up 4th down. You have to imagine Frazier will go for it, though.
Oh, yeah.
At this spot, although Pierce is coming out, so you may see a field goal attempt. One other score, this is one of our pick'em games this week. It's from a while ago. I have no further updates. Norwin was down 13-10 to Kiski. About 8 minutes till halftime.
That's close, and I mean Kiski. I mean, what a story they've been so far. We had Kiski play Connellsville last year. Kiski did not look so good. We're going to see Joshua Cox attempt the field goal here.
And the kick is up, and that kick is no good. So Frazier will maintain the score at 21-0. Beth Center will take over with 7:06 in the 4th. And here's one for our good friend Tyler Harris. He has to be happy. Burrell up 36-16 on Stowe Rocks with 9:41 to go in the 3rd.
Remember what Stowe Rocks? I mean, they moved up a class, but I mean, since they moved up to AA, they've not been the same team. We've seen Stowe Rocks. They've been the ones that played tough against Clareton. And let's take a look. This is our game next week. West Mifflin EF. We love going to EF. We nicknamed that place the Zombie Shelter because of the cornfield in the background. This stadium is beautiful, and it's always been one of my favorite places to go to. It's one of my first high school shoots, actually, I was ever at.
Kunko hands off to Welsh. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Will bring up 2nd and 10. And you speak of first-time shoots. Mine was actually Belvoir and Ringgold, which is going on tonight. I could not find an update of that score as of the last few moments.
Here's another interesting score. Eastern Conference, Springdale 23-12 over Monessen. So Monessen's had a tough week.
Monessen may be rolling off of that big suspension that they had to give out. And I said last week Springdale could pull an upset at Clairton, and I thought Monessen had a chance to lose this week as well. 6.5 minutes left to go here in the final quarter of action. Kunko throws it. It's complete. And that's going to be a first down for Beth Center. Catching that ball was number 30.
That was Eli. That was Edward Eli. That's a nice play. First reception of the game here. And that's, Kunko, good protection from his offense. That might have been the best, with him passing, that might have been the best protection he's got all night right there.
Might have been the best pass he's had all night as well.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now. Beth Center needs 3 touchdowns in the next 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go to overtime in this contest.
I've seen crazier things happen.
Well, Clairton Jeanette, 4 touchdowns were scored in 3 minutes. So Kunko now has some room. Now he's taken down after a gain of about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. And I think the one thing, watching that play alone, that Kunko has struggled with his vision. He's not seeing the defenders around him.
Yeah, you're right. And I feel like he panics a little bit, and he just tries to take himself. He made something out of nothing there, but it's just, I think he can see him get up, and he's like, has his hands up. He's like, what's going on? Like,
what do I have to do?
Yeah, exactly, to get something.
Move that way.
Right, because he's been doing that with success all season. Now, finally, the game Beth Center's met probably the best defense they've had all season. And Zach, Frazier's had this on circling their schedule since the final whistle last year.
Now handoff to Welsh. He's going to gain a couple more. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. They may say there was a fumble on the play. Looks like Beth Center has it anyways, though. So 3rd and 6 coming up, 5:05 remaining. And, of course, Matt, as soon as Nico Brown ran down that walk-off home run, long run down the sideline, Frazier probably came together as a team and said, we are building to beat the Bulldogs. And right now they are.
And think about this. This is good. This would be 2 straight wins in Fredericktown for the Commodores because they played 2 straight years in Perryopolis.
The road team has won the last 4 years.
That's something unbelievable. That's something that's crazy. Actually, I think you want to go back even for 2011 was at Perryopolis. I think Beth Center came away with the win there.
And you have to wonder, where's the matchup going to be next year? Is it Fredericktown or Perryopolis? Because they played 2 straight in Perryopolis. As Kunko's under pressure, gets away from it. Now he's going to run up the field. Has some room, and he's taken down at about the 42. He's going to be about a yard or 2 short of a first down. You have to imagine they'll go for it. But, Matt, my question is, Beth Center's losing Anthony Welsh, Frank Drucci. It's all going to be on Kunko.
Yeah.
Do you think Beth Center's going to come to a time where they're going to start falling down and Frazier's the cream of the crop?
We've seen guys like Nick Pryor, he's a junior. He made a nice play. That's going to be a guy to go to. Also, we've seen. They're going to be around. Ed Woods is too good of a coach. They get too many good players. Dominic Fundy, he's been a pretty good athlete as well. And then you got some other guys like Trevor Anderson. He might be the next featured tailback to Anthony Welsh. Beth Center won't drop to the bottom. They'll always be there towards the end.
You have to wonder though, teams like Bentworth, Cal, Jeff Morgan, if they ever get talent influx.
Bentworth. Look what Bentworth's doing this season. Bentworth has been a punching bag for the past decade or so, and now they're having their best season in a long time.
And there's going to be a handoff.
Nope,
does not get there. Turnover on downs. And ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to admit defeat here unless there's a miracle coming. Matt, looks like you're going to be the only one to get this pick right tonight.
It's about time. It's about time I've had a pick like this.
This would have been like the 3rd or 4th straight week that you picked the team yourself. No one else did, and they would have lost for you.
First, let's credit Chris Pierce with a great tackle there, but it was tough. It was tough. It's tough to pick against Beth Center. It really is. Like that, I normally don't pick against Beth Center. I picked Beth Center the last season as well. I didn't think I was with the picks two years ago, my first year. I think I came in a little too late. But Frazier, I just thought their defense was going to win the game for them, and they're two-dimensional. They're two-dimensional.
Now Klorzik gets the handoff, making some nice moves, and gains about 3 or 4 yards on the play, just under 3.5 to go. And the question, we mentioned it before, that the Tri-County South, they get labeled as the laughing stock of single A because they can't win a playoff game over in the last 5 years. Do you think this Frazier team can break that streak?
Well, they have the defense for it, but we thought Beth Center could do it the year before, or the year before that. There's just something that always happens. I think this is the best chance they have to get a win with that defense they have. But see, where the rankings come out, they're going to rank Frazier low, even behind teams that have like one loss.
Maybe like an 8 seed.
Maybe like an 8 seed, and they're going to get a good team out of the 9 seed. They're going to get a really good team.
GCC
exactly.
Maybe.
That could end things. But right now, at Tri-County South, I'm completely sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine.
But at Tri-County South, right now it looks like it's going to be these two, Bentworth.
And maybe Jeff Morgan.
Jeff Morgan right now leading it. Who knows? Carmichael's is still in the mix. They still got to play JM. And also, can't think. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much
Cal is there.
Yeah.
Carmichael's is there, but I don't know if they can really make a move. Mapletown, after a great season last year, they dropped again. As Bentworth is the new Mapletown this year in our eyes. 2:13 to go, 3rd and 4. And Frazier has another handoff. This one won't gain anything, maybe a yard actually they'll say. So that's going to bring up 4th and 3 under 2 minutes to go. Most of the fans have started to make a mass exodus from Bulldog Stadium as well, Matt, knowing the result is well in hand.
I mean, and this is 21-0. This has still been a great game. I mean, until that touchdown on the last play of the game, this game was not decided. There was great plays, great defense, crazy turnovers, crazy fumbles. This has been another great game in the chapter of this rivalry. But right now, looks like Chris Pierce is just going to smash it up the middle here, just try to get something moved. Wow, that pile's still going. I think he got the first down out of that.
He did. That's it. Basically, with 1:23 to go, all they have to do is take a knee. Frazier, if everything holds the way we think.
I mean, I thought he was stopped, but look at this pile. You could just see the strength of that Frazier line just pushed Beth Center across it, and the final push across the line, and basically a final push across the finish line.
The final push on top of Beth Center to win this
Pretty
conference.
much.
As long as everything plays out the way we think.
And for the last 2 years, the Tri-County South has stayed in Fredericktown. But now
Beth Center even had those shirts that said, "We own the Tri-County South."
And now
Frazier's going to start printing those out.
That conference title is going to take a ride on Interstate 70 and get off the 51 exit and head to Perryopolis, because the Tri-County South is most likely going to the Frazier Commodores.
Now you do have to be aware, though, Frazier, they probably played so much up for this game. They don't want to let down.
And at Carmichael's, that is never easy to play in.
Carmichael's has a good defense.
They only held Beth Center to 28 points, so they cannot avoid the let here. Great emotional win. The fans are excited. I can see them on the corner side of the end zone. They're happy. They're all happy here. That's it.
That's it. The Frazier Commodores have pulled what I'm dubbing as an upset because of the way Beth Center has won the last couple of years, and have reclaimed what should be the top seat in the Tri-County South.
They've dethroned the king. They've been waiting. Frazier, the players, they've been waiting for this. We didn't see any chippiness or late hits. Frazier, they're focused, and credit Mike Stevers said, guys, don't do what happened last season with the late hits. Just go out and beat this team. Be quiet, and that's what they did.
It may not have been exactly the way we thought it would go out, but still, one of the best games we're going to see all season as Frazier takes down Beth Center. From Matt Hagee, I'm Zach Prosper. For all of our crew here tonight in Fredericktown, thank you for watching. Frazier looks to have reclaimed the Tri-County South for the first time in a few years. We'll see if they can hold on. Remember to watch High School Roundup next week, see highlights of this game and more here on CUTV.